Hey everyone, it's Rose. Welcome back to my channel. I don't know if any of you noticed, but I haven't uploaded a video in like 3 weeks. I kind of took like an unplanned break from YouTube and social media. So I had filmed a video to go up as like regularly scheduled. And then I didn't really like how the video was turning out because I had filmed that video at like 1 o'clock in the morning, so my energy was not there and I looked dead and I didn't like it, and so I was gonna refilm the video, but I never got around to it because my work schedule started getting really crazy. And yeah, that's kind of what happened. Work has been insanity and I haven't really like found much time to do anything really. So if you were wondering where I was or how I was doing, I was completely fine. I've just been really exhausted and I'm not leaving YouTube. Like, I didn't quit already. I just took a little bit of a break. I decided after not uploading for like a week that I would just like take a break and get to it whenever I got to it. Like, when I say my work schedule has been insane, I mean it's been insane. I feel like I've been running like a marathon that doesn't actually end. I barely have time to do like small things that I enjoy doing. Like, I have not read a book yet this month, and I think part of that is because I'm kind of in a reading slump right now, and so like when I do have free time, I don't feel like reading, and so I just don't read. But I haven't had that much free time anyway. That's where I'm at right now. Like, I basically don't have time for my life. I have time for work, and that's it. So I don't know what the future of my channel is going to look like moving forward. I am pulling like 50 hours a week lately, and I think that's going to be pretty consistent here in the near future, and so I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep up with my channel and 50 hours a week and all of this other stuff that I have to do on the daily. And so if there's like a week where I don't upload, I'm not like going away or I'm not quitting or anything. I just haven't found the time. And I know people say like if you love something so much then you'll find time to do it, but that's kind of hard for me right now. So I didn't know what I wanted to film, like that video that I was talking about earlier that I said I was gonna refilm. Like, I don't want to refilm that video. So of course I'm gonna do a book tag since I don't know what else to do. And I found the rapid fire book tag questions, book tag thing. I don't even know what it's called, but it's like rapid fire questions and there's like 50, so we should probably get started now. The first question is hardcover or paperback, and one of my friends actually just asked me that a couple days ago, and I was like, there are so many reasons to love both. Like, and I know some people be hating on hardbacks right now, but I love hardbacks. But I think at the end of the day, paperbacks is where it's at. Second question is dust jacket on or off? Definitely off when I'm reading, just because I don't want to risk getting it like dirty or bent or anything, because if I ever read with the dust jacket on, like I'll start eating or something, or I'll like shift positions and it'll get dirty or it'll get bent and I get really upset with myself. So dust jacket off when I'm reading it. Number 3, secondhand or new copies? And I definitely prefer secondhand books. 1, it saves me a little bit of money. 2, supporting local business. Number 4, do you like audiobooks? I used to think that audiobooks did not count as reading a book because you weren't reading it with your eyeballs, but I've since changed my opinion. I've actually listened to a handful of audiobooks this year, and I really like them. Number 5, do you cover buy? And I assume that they mean, do you buy a book based on what the cover looks like? And yes, I do. And honestly, I'm not ashamed of it. anymore. I used to be, but not really. Like, if I look at a book and then the cover is really pretty, then I'll buy it. Next question is, what is a good book with a bad cover? And I don't even, like, I've never thought of that. And I don't know. Next question is, what is a bad book with a good cover? And for this one, I'm gonna go with a book that I don't necessarily hate, but it did not live up to my expectations, and therefore I gave it a low rating. But that book is The Silence Between Us. I feel like I talk about this book a lot. Like, I don't know. I just think the cover is really, really pretty. I like the hands and how, like, it's drawn like art, you know, and like the colors that were used on the cover. So good. I love it. The next question is, what is the first book you've ever read? Now, for this question, I am not going to be including like all of these books that I've had to read for like school and stuff, because like I didn't pick them myself because I wanted to read them. Like, I was forced. And so I'm only going to be considering like the first book that I ever picked up because I wanted to read it. And for that one, I'm going to go with A Girl, a Guy, and a Ghost by Sherry Rose. I'm pretty sure this is the first one I've ever read. I think I read it when I was like 13. And what is the last book you finished? And the most recent book that I've read, which at this point was like a month ago, Regretting You by Colleen Hoover. I love this book. It is one of my favorites. So good. What was the last book you bought? My most recent bookish purchase was about 2-3 weeks ago, and I bought The Beauty in Breaking by Michelle Harper. The next question is, what is your favorite genre? My favorite is romance. What is your favorite book in that genre? And I have a lot of favorites, but my two most favorites are 5 Feet Apart and Birthday. The next question is, what genre do you never, ever reach for? And I want to say that it's historical fiction, but I also want to say it's classics. The next question is, do you read poetry? Not too much, but I've read like a decent handful of poetry. Do you read popular science? No. What about middle grade? I didn't really read that much when I was a kid, and so like I've probably read maybe like 2 or 3 middle grade books in my life. The next question is, do you have a book subscription box? And I used to be subscribed to Owlcrate. I didn't unsubscribe because I didn't like them. That was not the case whatsoever. I loved that service. They were so good. I just needed to save some money, and so I decided to cut that one for a little bit. I think I'm gonna be unsubscribed for like 6 months maybe. I am also subscribed to Book of the Month, but I decided to keep that one just because it is significantly cheaper than Owlcrate, so I'm still subscribed to them, just not Owlcrate. The next question is, what is your favorite bookish item? And of all the bookish items that I have, my most favorite of them all is this candle. It is inspired by Twilight. The scent is called Goblin Grove, and it smells so good. I've never lit this candle, and I don't think I'll ever light this candle, because then when I use up this candle, I'm not going to have it anymore, and that is the problem with candles. The next question is, what is your current bookmark? So like a month and a half ago, I actually filmed a video where I showed you my bookmark collection, and since that video I've acquired a few bookmarks, but the one that I've been using the most out of all of my bookmarks that I've had longer than this one, my sister started to learn how to crochet, and she was practicing like this basic stitch or whatever, and she just made me this little strip, and I've been using it as a bookmark. The next question is, what is the weirdest thing you've ever used as a bookmark? And I'm pretty sure I used like a pack of shoelaces. Like, I had bought new shoelaces for a pair of shoes that I had because the other shoelaces were like falling apart, and so I needed new shoelaces. And yeah, I think that was the weirdest thing that I've ever used. The next question is, do you like book jackets. When they say book jackets, I'm assuming they mean like these book sleeve things that you put your book in when you're like traveling or whatever. So it like protects your book so it doesn't get like bent or ripped or anything. I'm assuming that's what they're talking about. I do like them, and I only have one. This is the one that I have. You can fit like the biggest size hardcover book in it. It's so good. The next question is, who's your fictional boyfriend? And I don't think I have a fictional boyfriend. I definitely have fictional crushes, but as of right now I don't have a fictional boyfriend. The next question is, who is your favorite fictional couple? For that one, I'm gonna go with Eric and Morgan from Birthday. What is my favorite book adventure? I don't read a whole lot of fantasy, so I don't have an answer for this question. The next question is, who is your favorite book villain? And I haven't really read any books with like villains and heroes, so I don't have an answer for this question either. Series, trilogies, or standalones? Definitely standalones. I am interested in reading a bunch of series, though I just have yet to start them. Mixed media or paragraphs? And when they say mixed media, I'm assuming they're talking about like dialogue and stuff, so you're not just reading like paragraph upon paragraph, like the whole 500-page book. No, I cannot do that. Like, there's gotta be dialogue. What is your favorite book adaptation? This is really hard because there are so many book adaptations that I love. So I'll just name a few. 5 Feet Apart, The Fault in Our Stars, Coraline, and A Walk to Remember. Do I prefer film or TV adaptations? I've only seen like a handful of TV adaptations, so I don't know which one I prefer yet. I would need to see some more TV adaptations to get like a clearer opinion, I guess. What book do I think needs an adaptation? I feel like y'all already know the answer to this one. Birthday by Meredith Russo. The next question is, what is your favorite book world? I mean, all the books that I read, they're not really like in a different kind of world, know what I'm saying? Like, they seem pretty like close to the kind of reality that I live in, so they're all better than mine, so any one of them. What is a book that I love that other people don't really know about? I have mentioned it a few times. I actually read it for a readathon that I did a vlog for. I love The Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane, and I feel like not a lot of people know about this book, mainly because it is middle grade. This is one of the only middle grade books that I've ever read, but I love this book, and I feel like 1% of the world knows about this book, but it's so good. What is a popular book that I hate? I have never like hated a book that I've read, so I don't have an answer for this question either. Do I have a childhood favorite? And I don't, because again, I didn't really read when I was a kid. Sure, I read some of like the Magic Treehouse books, but I didn't read them because they were read to me, so it doesn't really count. What is a book that changed my life? Birthday by Meredith Russo. What book did I read at school that I hated? Literally all of them. No, really, like a lot of the books that I've read, like I totally would have enjoyed them more if I didn't have to like sit in the classroom and like dig so deep into the book and write a paper about it. Like, I definitely would have loved some of those books if I didn't have to do that. 2 of the books that I read them both my junior year of high school. The first one is The Things They Carried. That one, I hated that book, but not like the hate that you're thinking of. Like, that book messed me up. Like, it was good, but I don't like it. Know what I'm saying? Like, it was so good, but I don't like it. And then I found that book in my mom's bedroom because she bought it, and I wanted to throw it. Because I didn't even want to think about that book at that point. But the other book that I, like, truly don't like is The Great Gatsby. I'm sorry. Do I buy books to collect? And I don't. I don't think it's necessary for me to have like multiple copies of the same book. Like, I understand why somebody would want to collect, but for me it's just like not necessary. Do I donate books? I've actually never donated books before. I may have done it like once with like a singular book. But any time I've gotten rid of books, it was so my grandma could sell it in her yard sale, or I like took it to a used bookstore and got store credit for it, but I've never like donated to my library or anything. I am planning on doing that though. Like, anytime I read a book and I don't really like it, I'm gonna unhaul it, and I have like a pile starting up that I'm going to drop off at the library probably at the end of the year. What is my favorite reading snack? Popcorn. I love popcorn. Like, watching a movie or reading a book, popcorn is where it's at. My favorite reading position: sitting down or like laying down on my stomach, like on the floor or something. I don't like to read in my bed. Like, there's science that tells us if we do anything in our bed other than like sleep, so like if you're doing homework or like being on your phone or just like doing something in your bed, then it kind of like kills the purpose of your bed, and it makes your bed like not a relaxing place, and that makes you not be able to sleep. And so I kind of just don't do anything in my bed unless I'm sleeping. So yeah, I have my chair that's right here, my reading chair, or I just lay on the floor or something and read. Natural light or lamp light? Well, I don't get any natural light in my bedroom, so I kind of have to use a lamp light. But if I'm reading upstairs, natural light. Outside or inside? Believe it or not, I love to read outside. Like, it's so nice and relaxing to read outside, but in the summertime, like right now, it's just way too hot for anybody to be outside. Like, I cannot function if I get too hot. And so I really only read outside in like the spring or the fall when it's kind of chilly. Do you read in other languages? I wish I could read in other languages. I am 50% Mexican, and I do not speak like a lick of Spanish. I used to be like fluent-ish when I was younger, but then like I got sick of learning because like my dad tried to teach me and my siblings how to speak Spanish, but like he's not the best teacher. And so we were like, yo, this is boring, this is not fun. And so we were like, yeah, no. But I did take Spanish in all 4 years of high school, but I didn't use it, so it's kind of gone now. Like, if you gave me something in Spanish, I could like read it because I know how to say everything, but I wouldn't know what it says. Like, I could understand like the basics. Like, I could still probably hold a conversation with you in Spanish as long as we're not talking about like something super complex. But if I'm reading a book in Spanish that's about like science or something, I would be like totally lost. What is a series you want to finish in 2020? I have not started reading a series. I am just trying to catch up on all these standalones that I want to read right now. What book releases am I most excited for currently right now? I am going to name a few. There's Mallory by Josh Mallerman, Loveless by Alice Oseman, Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer, His and Hers by Alice Feeney, The Vow by Debbie I don't know her name, but her name's Debbie and it's called The Vow. And The Midnight Library by Matt Haig, and there was one more, but I don't remember what it is. Who is my favorite book influencer? I have a handful of favorites. I love Gabby from Gabby Reads, and Kat from Paperback Dreams, and Jessie the Reader, and Hannah from A Clockwork Reader, Jacqueline Wheeler. And the last question, now that this video is like 40 minutes long, is do you have a bookish platform? And yes, I do. I have this channel, I have my Twitter account, I have a Goodreads account, I have an Instagram account that I don't really use anymore. I've been thinking about getting Book Sloth. I know that's like the new Goodreads, but like, why would I want to get Book Sloth when I've been using Goodreads like the whole time? Like, I love Goodreads. She might be slow, but I love her. Let me know if you think I should get a Book Sloth, and if I get a Book Sloth, let me know if you have a Book Sloth, and we can be friends on there. So that is it for today's video. So sorry that it's probably going to be like 25 minutes long, but that's what happens when you're doing a 50 question book tag. So I hope that you all have had a good couple of weeks, and I hope these next few weeks in the future are going to be good for you. I hope y'all are like relaxing and taking care of yourself, because I definitely have not been relaxing or taking care of myself as good as I can. I will see you in the next video, hopefully next week. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.